It's funny how I am making this video where I wish I could say things to my younger self when I'm only 22 years old. But the reason I'm doing that is because a lot of the mistakes that I was making back then are mistakes that I sometimes make even now, but I'm just more conscious about them. It's mainly just one thing, and it's mostly focused on this. And I've noticed a lot of us do this wrong too, and it's really something that can stop us from growing and becoming our best selves. Now, when I realized that I've been doing this and I had to sit with myself and think, okay, that stop doing this, notice it, realize it was really hard. It took a lot for me to actually transition out of it. And by doing that, it was very uncomfortable. So if this video is not meant for you, then trust me, leave, because it can be a little bit harsh. Although I'm just going to be talking to myself, but it can be a little bit intense. Now, it's pretty much only one thing, and the rest of it just goes around it. But it's basically that, Dhruv, listen, you do not know everything. As a kid, I had this insane amount of confidence. At least what I thought at the time was confidence, where I thought that nothing in the world could ever stop me and I am invincible. There is no competition. Like, I can destroy anything. I am God. All of this bullshit. But that's absolute crap. In fact, recently, I was speaking to one of these kids in my gym who we work out together. He has his own YouTube channel. I have it linked down in the description below. But we're talking, and I'm just telling him, like, how confident are you? And he was like, I'm very confident. I am, I feel good about myself and all of it. And I asked him, okay, where do you get this confidence from? And he was like, I just have it. And then I was like, okay, if I were to put you in a room with 10 people, would you think that you were the best? Like, you would outperform everybody? And he was like, yeah. And then I was like, why? And then he went, like, he didn't have an answer to say. Now, my reason that I did that was because I saw, like, myself have that same sort of confidence, that same sort of arrogance, that I am invincible. Now, yes, that is important to a certain degree, but what I had was not. I thought that nobody could teach me anything, that I'm like some blessing to mankind. All of us, when we're on this journey of self development and becoming our best selves, somewhere we're hoping that we have this hint of greatness in us, this hint of like prodigy, this hint of he is the best at it, there is nobody like him. I feel like in that hope we're sort of restricting ourselves from what we can actually become. And it wasn't until recently that I still thought this, right? I thought that I'm really good at design. I thought that I know my shit when it comes to like creative stuff and all of the other design or art related stuff, until I started working. When I started working with a marketing agency, I felt like an absolute noob. Like, I didn't know anything. It was so frustrating, so humiliating. I still don't, because every day I go and I sit in front of the desktop and I have to design something, and I'm just like, I am so bad at this. Like, I'm just winging it. There is no confidence, there's no assurance. And that only happened when I stepped out of my comfort zone. So that's the first thing. When we're in this journey, stepping out of the comfort zone, I know you've heard it a lot, but I can tell from personal experience that, dude, it is nerve wracking. Like, to be in an environment where you don't know what you're doing and you're just trying and you're experimenting. It was so humiliating, but it was a really important reality check where I thought I did know shit, but I clearly did not. And that was very crucial even to my growth, I would say. And it was reassuring for the right reasons, because it's intimidating, right? And it's frustrating. But it also makes sense why before I started the whole job, I wanted to start a business, but I wasn't sure about myself. Like, I wasn't sure that I could do this. I wasn't confident enough to execute it. Now, I didn't know why. I couldn't figure out, why am I struggling with this? Why is it that I'm nervous? Why is it that I don't feel like I can trust myself to start something? And the answer was right there. When I started working under a company with a team and seeing how people are working, seeing how difficult things can be, it was very obvious to me why I didn't trust myself to start something, because I wasn't ready. And it was very much a crucial reality check. And I'm so glad I got it, because after it, like 4 or 5 months into it, I feel a little bit more confident about myself. I feel like, okay, if there were to be a situation where I have to start something, I would sort of be okay. I'd have to figure out shit tons of things, obviously, but I would at least have the confidence in myself to start. A lot of times we're stuck in this bubble without even noticing it. Like, with when I was playing football previously, there's this bubble, right, in Bangalore, where everybody in the football circuit pretty much to some degree or the other knows each other. At least when you've been playing for a while, you know who plays where, how well they play, all of it to some degree. Not exactly, but okay, like, yeah, this player here. And it's sort of like this bubble, right? And in that bubble, when you're really doing well, you really get sucked into this loop where you think like you are invincible and you are like above everybody because you're in that bubble, and that bubble is tight. It's not like millions of people, it's probably like hundreds or maybe thousands, but nothing more than that. That's another reason why getting out of my comfort zone and leaving football and actually choosing to do other things was really a reality check again, because again that bubble, it just bursted like, and immediately I was there, I was thrown in that uncomfortable situation. But it was so crucial for me and my journey and all of what we're doing here. As a kid, I would also, keep saying that, yeah, I'm going to change the world, I'm going to build this. Quite a few of us have that ideology, right? We throw things into the air while we're young and we say things. And we do believe it. It's not like we're just like, at least I did. I was like, yeah, I am going to change the world. In some weird way, I would like to tell my younger self that it's good that you have this sort of ideology that you want to do things like this. But maturity is realizing that yes, you can change the world, but you're not ready yet. Which means that you will face problems, you will face setbacks. Your journey is going to be slow, it's going to be tiring, it's going to be a mental constant battle with yourself, with people around you, with trying not to follow the crowd. And it's okay. Like, you are not going to make it happen in a day or two, and you saying it is definitely not going to make it happen. What's going to make it happen is the action, and the action is tiring, it's exhausting. There are a lot of setbacks, there are a lot of failures, but hey, that is part of change the world mentality. Another thing that I would really like to tell my younger self, again, this is sort of a very cliche answer, but the importance of showing up is what I'm realizing off late, where there are so many days where I don't feel like reading, but I still pick up a book or my iPad, which I read on, and read for at least 5 minutes, or even just open it for a minute at the least. And even in the morning, right, there are like, I get up at 4:30 in the morning. There are days where I, so many days, in fact the past month itself, I've been skipping like my morning workout a lot of days, because I have a lot of work at night. But on few days it's just pure like, I'm not able to push myself and it's a mental battle. But still, setting the alarm for 4:30 in the morning, getting up, and sure, I'm not going to be like for snoozing, and I know in this chapter of my life that that's part of it, just because I'm not yet reached my full maximum push, and I know it. And I know it's an excuse and it's frustrating even for me, but I'll get there. But at least showing up, like setting the alarm and choosing not to stay up late, and choosing to read before going to sleep, choosing to eat the right food, choosing to get any or some sort of workout in as much as possible. Those are things that are so crucial, because when we're young we think that, okay, me missing this workout, like, it's fine, me missing another 2 days of workout is fine, me not uploading this video in fact is me showing up. Like, you can probably tell this script is very random and I'm just throwing random thoughts at you guys. But turns out, trying to start a business and working and studying at college can be a little bit of work, but I'm trying to get a hang of it, and I'll get around it. But either ways, like, just showing up for days like these where it's just a push and just the tiny showing up, that's what really makes a change. Yeah, I wouldn't sit and lecture my younger self to do the right things and stuff, because I wouldn't have ended up in this situation where I am and feeling the way I am and doing the things that I am if I were to do that. But I would just like to tell him, like, take it easy, and you don't have to throw your confidence into the entire world. If you know it, it's good. Just focus on the actionable steps to do whatever you're saying saying that you will do, and actually do what you say you will. Don't just throw it out there. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Again, a bit random, but I thought, I don't know, if you're younger, and a lot of times, like I said, the other day at work, for example, when I was speaking to a few of my friends, and they would bring up this term called FDI, and it was something related to business, and I'm like, I listen to so many business podcasts, I read so much about business, like, I want to become a businessman. You're telling me I don't know what this FDI term, which everybody in the room knew what it was called. And it was something called foreign direct investment, where international companies invest in your country for its growth and prosperities, NGOs, and all of that beautiful stuff. But I had no idea. And for a second, I was playing along. I was like, yeah, 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 FDI, FDI. And then I had to remind myself that, dude, Set your ego aside. You do not know everything and just ask what is FDI. And I did exactly that. And that's where I found out what it is. So a lot of us were at this age, even when we're 22, 23, 24, where we think that the world is like on the tip of our fingers and nobody can do anything to us. And that's good. But set your ego aside sometimes when there's actual chance for you to grow, step out of your comfort zone. It's really there that you realize that how raw and naked you feel, and in a good way you feel like, yeah, okay, there is more to learn. There is like, okay, I have something to look forward to the next day because I'm not actually on top of the world. But yeah, that's the end of this video, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But if you guys did, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then, bye.